Hey, Danielle.
Hey. So, I was able to get the receiving tickets.
Oh, great. Can you scan those and send them to me?
Sure. Also, I noticed something really interesting.
What's that?
Today we're talking with Kaitlyn Weickel, who played the character Danielle Martin in Chasing Hope. Welcome, Kaitlyn.
Thank you.
What initially drew you to the role of Danielle? Was there anything about the character that interested or excited you?
You know, I like that Danielle is kind of your ordinary girl next door who's helping out in the background throughout the film. I think initially in reading the script, something that made me really excited was just the way that she kind of jumps in and she's ready to help. And I think that Danielle, in a way, gets a little bit of excitement of being able to be kind of in the background and being able to kind of be Hope's way into the workplace when she's not able to be there. I think that there's a part of her, while she understands it's very serious, was also very excited to kind of have her little spy moment in a way. But that it was also a very, very serious situation, because I really think that Hope was one of her favorite people to work with. And the fact that she was snatched out of her day-to-day life was kind of awful. It moved things in a way that she knew it wasn't fair and that Hope was going through something. And she really wanted to do everything that she could. And yeah, I think that overall, she was just thrilled to help in any way that she could. I think she's a helper at heart.
So, can you share any behind the scenes story that helped you connect with your character or the story in a deeper way?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that getting to film the scene where I'm sneaking into the office, especially, I think opened kind of the feelings of the intensity of the situation. I mean, when we filmed, I think it was towards the very end of a very long day on set. So everybody was already kind of very tired. And so it kind of gave you that early morning groggy feel. And I remember when the security guard snuck in, I actually broke one of my heels. So we were in the middle of filming and I think we had to figure out, I think we used a stapler or something. I don't know if you remember, Samuel, but it was like the very, very end of the day. And of course, I'm like, well, here we are trying to clumsily find our way about an office to sneak some papers. And midwhile, here's a broken shoe. So we're going to deal with that too. But I think it kind of gave me, as the actress, kind of the feel of how Danielle would have felt, like awkwardly going about this office in the middle of the early morning when nobody's even there. Knowing that she's doing something that she's not supposed to, but also trying her best to play it cool because she doesn't want to lose her job too.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of improvising in that scene too,
Yes.
which you did a really good job with. What makes Danielle's friendship with Hope either complicated or interesting in some way?
I mean, I think that I always looked up to Hope in the office. And so I think that there's a certain side of the level of injustice that she was witnessing through what happened. It's a complicated situation because she wants to help Hope in every which way that she can. She recognizes that she's putting her job on the line in order to do this, because at the end of the day, she's sneaking in at hours that she's not supposed to be there and doing everything that she can to help, even though she knows that people up high, if they found out that she was helping out Hope, that she would probably be out pretty quick too. Who knows what Dr. Jakes would have done if he found out. But I think that being said, it really is worth it at the end of the day because she's helping out a friend, and who wants to be in a workplace where she knows that people are being treated that way.
Okay, so there's a theme throughout the film of Danielle, like you mentioned, supporting Hope in her investigation. What do you hope viewers will take away from that theme of girls helping each other?
I think we see this theme of like empowered women empower women, right? And there really is such a strong, beautiful connection in female friendships. And the way that, I don't know if it's, you would explain it, kind of that like maternal instinct for the people that you care for, or just this need to kind of like pick up the bootstraps and really move forward and help each other when you know that another person is struggling, specifically those female friends. And in this situation, Hope is trying to break that glass ceiling. She really is rising up in the workforce in her specific position. And then so for her to be taken down because she was simply doing her job gives a little bit extra fire for Danielle to help her out.
Tell us about your on-set experience and working with the other cast and how that might have allowed you to perform better as an actor.
Yeah, I mean, the entire experience was so wonderful. I mean, just the professionalism from the moment that we stepped on set, while also feeling like you're at home, being able to joke around. I mean, I remember the cast meals, everybody just having a really wonderful time, talking about everything that was going on in each other's lives with our families. And there was this one moment where it ended up staying in the film, actually. But the line where he was talking about how nobody can ever get in the office.
I'm sorry. I have orders that no one is allowed into this office. Something about a pending lawsuit? No one's allowed in that office until, well, ever. Yeah, not even tomorrow. Okay?
It ended up working out perfect because it was the total awkwardness of Danielle being like, I don't know what to say in this moment because he's totally right. But also, but we had such a good laugh about it. And I remember at the premiere, we were both so geeked out about the fact that that stayed in the film. But it really is just one of those casts where, I mean, everybody just brought their best work, their best abilities, and a really lighthearted approach to getting the work done, which made it that much more enjoyable.
So, were there any scenes that really challenged you or threw you for a loop?
I would say the amount of physical work, specifically in the office scene, was exciting and new in terms of getting to kind of do that much movement work specifically on the camera. I would say that's one of the first times that I've been able to do film work where it specifically is driven by the action happening rather than the dialogue. So that in itself definitely made me very excited as somebody who likes to move, getting to do that on the camera. And truly, this was my first full-length film. Aside from a student film in the past. So to be a part of a project in that realm really was exciting for me as an actress.
And on that note, what do you feel you learned or gained from your experience working on Chasing Hope that you can take into future roles?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that I learned from the experience that it is important to show up and to have a very deep understanding of the relationships past beyond what's on the paper of the script. And to be able to also see the person in front of you first and foremost, to recognize that your idea of what you might have experienced the character prior to might be different than what you're experiencing in front of you. And at the end of the day, the camera is going to feed off of those relationships and the connections that you're firing in that moment when you're working on the scene. So being able to be spontaneous, being able to let go of expectations and roll with the wind, roll with the punches. I would definitely take that forward.
Was there anything that surprised or excited you about watching the screening of Chasing Hope?
I think it was really exciting to see everything come together. I think everybody was so beautifully cast, and just seeing their characters come to life, especially because when you're in a film, you're only on set for what you're in. So you're not getting to see the other behind the scenes. You're not getting to see what the other scenes look like that bring all the pieces together. So it really is like very similar to seeing the finished product of a puzzle when you have no clue what the picture actually is prior to. So I think that was really exciting, seeing the caliber of a lot of the work and the actors just really thriving in their parts, and seeing the through line of the entire movie, being able to get to see where faith gets tied in, and where in these moments of desperation and when we're frustrated with life and what's being thrown at us, we can still rise above in the end.
So, what do you hope that people will take away from watching the movie?
I hope that people are able to discover the beauty of what it is to forgive and to let go. I think a lot of the times in the society that we're in, we're taught to hold on, whether that's grudges or things that's bothered us in the past. And I think that it really is such a beautiful message to be able to let go of even some of the hardest things that we've had to go through, whether that's loved ones who have hurt us or things that we've had to experience in our day-to-day life. Being able to really brush that behind you and brush it off your shoulder. I think that that's not a message that we get to hear every day. And it really does set this movie apart. Being somebody who came from a theater background where you're very used to everything being just in the moment and right there, it's really exciting to be in a project that has a longer life, to be a part of a project that it's not over. It's continuing to grow even though I'm not there at the moment. And I think that the audience is going to have a real treat.
Well, thanks so much for being with us, Kaitlyn. This was a very meaningful conversation, and it was our pleasure speaking with you, so thank you.
Might as well. Thank you.
That might be tricky, but I'll come in early tomorrow morning. I still have the copy of your office key you gave me.
Great. All right, well, just let me know what you find.
Will do. Gotta go.